Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. It seems once Brahma and Vishnu had an argument to know who is superior. Is Vishnu superior or Brahma superior? Who is great? As they were doing the argument, Shiva supposed to have appeared in the form of a Lingamurti. And suddenly when that Linga appeared, they didn't know what to do. They say, who is this person? Let us find out. Who is this? So tall, so huge. So what they have done is both of them decided to go in one direction. Brahma took the form of a Hamsa, swan. He took a form of Hamsa and he started flying towards the head. He said, I will go up and find out who's the top. And then Vishnu took the form of a wild boar and he started digging the earth to find the feet because it's going inside, from the land. So he took that form and he started going Varaha Murti. He went down, going on, checking. He was going. He was going, and he got fed up. And finally came back. He said, I'm not able to find out. And he was waiting for Brahma to come. Brahma came. After some time, Brahma came. So Shiva asked, what did you do? What did you see? He said, yeah, I saw your head. I saw the topmost. I went up to the top one. He didn't do. He didn't even cross half of it actually. Light. So Shiva got annoyed with this and cursed Brahma, stating that from today, what is the apujyatva? Let you attain apujyatva. Means from today onwards, there is no puja will be done for you. Rejected. Same way, when Vishnu came and he said, I am not able to find your feet, Shiva gave him the position of a ruler of the world, protector of the world. From that day onwards, only Vishnu got this title, protector. Very interesting one, the story is. What do you learn from that, sir? There are two things we learn. In most of these stories, when you read, there are two dimensions to it. One is the moral. You can pick up some idea. What is the moral lesson, sir? From moral angle, when you look at this story, you see what Vishnu spoke the truth, got a very high position. Brahma lied. What happened to him? He lost everything. So therefore, what do you have to do? So you want to go to higher positions in life, what you should do? Speak the truth. Satyam vada. Asatyam mavada. Don't speak untruth. So what do you have to do, sir? They say there are two things you have to do in life. What? One is you have to speak the truth, and then you should not speak the untruth. Don't speak the untruth. This is moral aspect of it. Then there is another dimension to this whole story. What is a philosophical dimension to the stories? Philosophically looking, what it means is only one thing. The Lord is limitless. What we understand is Ananta Rupa, means not lot of forms. It means infinite, means he is formless. Infinity cannot have a form, because anything you say form, there is a boundary. Without a boundary, there is no possibility to have a form. Now here, that Shivalinga appeared without any boundary. Therefore, what is that the Lord should be understood as this. That Lord is who we praise, who we chant, who we look up to through the study of the Vedas. That's why Vedas have considered as the highest knowledge. Of all the Vidyas, there are supposed to be 14 types of Vidyas, 14 branches of study. In those days, we are not discussing today, we are discussing about 15,000, 20,000 years back. So at that point of time, they had few branches of knowledge. That is the 4 Vedas they had. It is Sama, Atharvana. The 4 Vedas. And then 6 Vedangas. Shiksha, Kalpam, Vyakaranam, Niruktam, Chandam, Jyotisham. 6. Which is called as Vedangas. And then they had the Panga for that. Another 4 got added to that. Mimamsa, Nyaya, Purana, and Dharma Shastra. These are the 14 Vidyas. Of the 14 Vidyas, the highest is the Veda. The best, great one. Vedas are really great, the best. Then a person asked, sir, in that Veda which is big, which is so important, they say it is the portion called Rudram. There is a chant that comes. Rudram. It appears. They say this Rudram is the most auspicious one, the best. Then the fellow asked, sir, in Rudram, which is the best? Rudram is appearing in the Krishna Yajur Veda. This Veda has got 7 chapters. This one comes in the 4th. So it is in the middle. There are 7 in that. This comes as a 4th one, so it is in the middle. Like in a garland pendant. It is standing as a pendant in the garland of the Veda. And then the fellow asked, okay, now in Rudram, which is the most important one? Yes. Because we always ask for which is the most important one in that. Amongst that, which is the most important one? So that we get the essence of it. They said, in that Rudram, the essence is the Panchakshari. Namah Shivaya. Panchakshari. Panchakshari means 5 aksharas it has. Panchakshari is the most important one. Namah Shivaya. Then the student asks, in Namah Shivaya, which is the most important one? The Shiva. Shiva. the two letters appear in the center. So, how beautifully they converge the whole thing into that point. The 14 brought to 4, the 4 brought to that 1 Rudram. In that Rudram, Panchakshari. In that Panchakshari, the two letters. Chi, Ba, is the most important one, they say. And then there is another one is also there. I'll just come back to it little later. I'll explain what is that Panchakshari. Then there is another one is also very popular in that Rudram chant. Is the Mrityunjaya mantra. This is the another one. These two are the most popular ones. Then we need to understand, sir, what is this? What is the Sri Rudram so important? They say every one should be chanting 5 things every day. Parayana. 5 things needs to be done Parayana every day, it seems. Upanishad, Gita, Rudram, Vishnu Sahasranamam, Purusha Suktam. In that, this Upanishads and the Rudram and Purusha Sukta come from the Vedas. The Bhagavad Gita and the Vishnu Sahasranama appear in Mahabharata. So every day if you want to grow, what do you have to do in life, sir? You say, what you have to do is study these 5 books. Every day what you have to do? Study this 5, enough. Then the fellow asks, sir, of the 5, which is the most important one? They say, Rudram you have to do. Because this is the only thing which is to be studied, which is to be chanted even by the sannyasis. Even sannyasis were supposed to be doing the Parayana of Sri Rudram. They can also do it, seems. Now these are all the basic ideas about the text. Now what is this Rudram? Rudram I am talking about, sir. In the, essentially what this Sri Rudram we find is the universal form of the Lord is praised. You keep praising that Lord in his Virat Swarupa. Virat Swarupa is the cosmic form. Cosmic form of Lord Shiva is chanted. And he is worshipped as Rudra. Rudram has a very Rud. It is derived from the root Rud. Means sorrow or the cause of sorrow. Rud can be taken from 2 angles. One, sorrow. Another one is cause of sorrow. What causes you sorrow? So who is Rudra? Rudra is one who removes that. Who removes sorrow, or the one who removes the cause of sorrow. What is sorrow? Here is where philosophy will come into picture. Up to this point, there is no philosophy. At the moment you say sorrow, then analysis will start. Up to this, it is very simple. Difficulty is to define what is sorrow. Sorrow and the cause of sorrow. The one who removes that is called Rudra. There is a pun in this word, Rudra, also. Another meaning of Rud is goodness also. Like, this word may not be popular amongst us, but another word would, if I say, will be all of you can understand. in Sanskrit. In Sanskrit, the word Shri, means what? You ask anybody, they will say Shri means wealth, success, auspicious, all the auspicious things put together is what is called as Shri. Okay. Now, the word Shri has another meaning also. Another meaning of the word Shri is poison. That is how Shiva has got that name, Sri Kanta. You heard? Sri Kanta. Kanta means throat. Sri means poison. The person who held poison in his throat. That is how Shiva got the name Sri Kanta. So what is Shri? Shri has two meanings. One dimension of Shri is wealth. Another dimension of Shri is poison. Right. So it is what? That is what Shankara says in Bhajagovindam. Artham anartham, he says. Wealth is calamitous. Yeah. Shri is calamitous. What is it? Same way, Rudram. Now, in every language it is there. So don't think it is only in Sanskrit they have and all that. Even in English we use the word alas. Alas can be used as what? In two senses. One time you say it means what? You are in a very happy mood. Or to refer to your sadness also you say alas. So that word alas can be used either this sense or in that sense. So what is the way we are going to use the word Rudram here is one dimension. What he does is he removes sorrow. Another dimension is he gives goodness. Or to put it the other way around, through removing sorrow in your life, he does good to you. How does he do good to you, sir? He removes the sorrow. Through removing sorrow, he is giving you goodness. Like doctors help. How? By removing their illness, they do good to you. Same way. They're not adding anything, removing it, in fact. So, this Rudram chanting is treated as very, very powerful, very auspicious. Now, even all the sins that you have committed can be washed away by chanting this Rudram. Even the Mahapatakas, they say. Mahapatakas were including, person drinking, gambling, stealing. All this is considered as Mahapapa, for which in the Dharma Shastras, they have not given what is the remedial action that you have to do for this. So finally, a fellow asks, suppose I have done that, what do I do? I didn't know. Nobody told me this is Mahapataka. So I have done it. Now what to do? How am I to get myself rid of that? What is the prayashita for that? They say all that you have to do is what? Chant this Rudra. Rudram chanting you do 1,000 times. All the sins, including the Mahapapas, gets washed away. So it is considered as Sarvapapanasha. It is such a powerful chant. What is so powerful about it? As I said already in the beginning about any mantras, there are two dimensions to it. One is the very intone, the very sound of it. One dimension. Another dimension is the meaning of it. As I told you, we are not going to be focusing much with reference to the sound part of it. We are just going to be focusing only on the meaning part of it. But however, if you have to do the chanting, more than meaning, priority should be given to the sound first. If the sound is not done properly, then it will not produce the desired result. So don't do that, please. But however, here we are going to study only the meaning part of it. Now, what is this Rudram, sir? What is there in that? This Rudram, if you see people, it is referred by very technical people, call it as Namakam and Chamakam. Namaka and Chamaka, they say. These two things will be there. Right. Now, always they will be talking about this. Now, Namaka is you call the Lord and do pranams to him. That's all. Do namaskara to him. That is why it will always come as Namaha, 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 Namaha will come. Namaha means prostrations. My namaskara to you. Namaskara to you of this type. Namaskara to the Lord of this type. Namaskara of the Lord who does this. Namaskara to the Lord who is of this nature. It will go on saying that. So, what we are doing is, we are doing pranams. So, to do pranams, the Lord has to come now. So, we call him first. So, once he has come, you do pranams. Next thing, what he will do? Somebody comes to the elderly person, comes to the house, the child goes and does the pranams to the child. Then what does the elder should do? He has to do blessings. The problem with the Lord is, he doesn't know how to bless. This is what one fellow says about God. God is one fellow who doesn't know how to bless you. So, the onus is on you to ask him how to bless you. And however you asking, he will bless you. He has the willingness to give all the blessings. But the problem is, the fellow doesn't know how to bless. So what to do? Our problem is what? You call the Lord has come. You are so dumb and so ignorant, you will ask something so silly. See? Like even if you know the central minister, imagine you know the central minister is willing to do anything for you. You can't ask him, sir, can I get a pass now? You don't call the central minister to ask him to give you a pass to go to vegetable shop. Now, lockdown is there, this lockdown is extended now, you don't know what to do, so call this central minister and ask him for this. It's not even central minister. You don't call prime minister. That's what he has come there. Prime minister comes for what you should ask him. Water is not coming to my house. The road is not good on my street. This is what you know, because you deal with only this problem, isn't it? That's why most of the time the agenda for us is always what? Whether it is a corporator election or the state assembly election or the central election. The problem for all of us is always what? Only one. What? Garbage problem, road problem, water problem, sanitation problem, street light problem. More than that, what do we talk about? That shows what? That shows ignorance. That's about it. We don't know the difference between what is the job of a corporator, what is the job of a state assembly, MLA, MP. All three are there in the same ward. All three work for the welfare of that same place only. But then what is it, sir? There is a difference. The difference, everyone cannot understand it. So what we have to do? He has to seek assistance. Similarly, the Rudram, the this chant itself tells us, you don't ask anything, I will teach you. I will tell you what to ask. So, through Namakam, first part of the Rudram, through Namakam, you invoke the Lord, you invite him, you praise him, you invite him, and then comes what, sir? Chamakam part will start. Beautiful portion. Yes, these are all available in the net, so you guys can sit and read it out. You don't have to know the chanting part of it. At least you can see the translation part of it. The translation itself will be superb, in fact. So you see there, you see very, very interesting. This is called Chamakam. Cha ne, and give me this, give me this, give me this. Cha will come always. Cha is and. Give me this and give me this and give me this and give me this and give me this, give me this. It will go on and on and on. This portion is called the Chamaka portion. And very, very beautifully the Chamaka portion will evolve. If you observe that, the evolution of the Chamaka portion is, it will start by asking for material well-being, and then it will go to physical well-being. Then it will start asking for that mental purity. Finally, it will conclude with seeking liberation. So he says, one shot you do Rudram, what happens, sir? The Lord has appeared, you know what to ask him. Don't leave anything. One shot, ask him for everything. Like in our law, we have definitions. No? Income tax when you study. So, what is income? There is a definition for it. How does it start? Any definition of income tax will begin as it includes. It includes. It includes. It will go on like that. You say house, it has to be defined. No. Which building you will call as house? So what to do, sir? They have to define it. So how it will start? It will start as it includes. Income, it includes. Why? Only then they can do amendment. Otherwise, you can add on next year. Because our fellows are experts in finding a new way to build something, but it will not fit into the old definition of house. So what to do? Change it. How do you change it? It includes no. So it includes this also. It includes this also there. Similarly, these fellows have learned it from Rudram only. Those who have wrote income tax law. It includes. You give me this, and he will never conclude. And the way they chant also, in one breath they will go. Because you take one breath in between, what the Lord will say. Tatastu, he will say and disappear. So they don't give him chance at all. So what they do is the speed in which they chant. Fascinating to hear this. When they do the chanting. Go like, give me this, and this also, and this also, and this also, and this also. What is that he is asking, sir? All that they ask is this, and beautifully they align it in this fashion. First, what you require in life, sir, is if you cannot have that material things, the fellow will not even get interested in the spiritual. So first they give material, and then slowly they move on to the mental purification. Chitta Shuddhi. Fellow will start asking for that. And finally he will go for asking liberation. This is the gist. This is what generally it means. Now I'm not going into the details of it today, because we are focusing on two things from that broad framework. In that, we have one mantra which is very, very popular, very powerful one. They say is Namah Shivaya. So as when you are going to be chanting that mantra, you always add Om to it. As I said already, every mantra when you do the chanting, you do Om with that. So now we have seen that Om. So therefore, I'm not going into that aspect of it. Now, Namah Shivaya. Namaha, we have seen already. What is Namaha, sir? Namaskara. Now, Shiva is who, sir? Now, Namah Shivaya. Shiva means the one who gives auspicious. The one who is auspicious. What is that which is the most auspicious thing in life? Only the self-knowledge is auspicious. Nothing is considered as auspicious. Rest all okay, auspicious only. Yeah, it's okay. Instead of that, this is better. So, comparatively, you can say. By itself, for you to say something is that auspiciousness. This is one dimension of it. Another dimension is you take Shiva as the Lord. What are you saying to him? Namaha means I prostrate. I surrender to the Lord. When you say that I am surrendering to the Lord, what is the implication there? What do you mean by that? This is where knowledge comes into picture. Understanding comes into picture. When you say I surrender to God, everybody says I surrender to God. I surrender to God. Now you can call anyone who is little spiritual will not say no. I am not willing to surrender to God. Everybody says I am surrendering to God. There's no problem. But the question is, what do you mean by I surrender to? In your own level, when you understand also, when you say I surrender to somebody, what is the meaning of that? I suspend my thinking and take up your will as mine. That's the meaning of surrender. When I say I surrender to the doctor, what is the meaning? I have a problem. I believe in certain things, but the doctor says you are having this disease, and for this disease, this is the medicine that you have to take. What am I doing? I suspend my belief. I suspend my thinking and subscribe to his thinking. That is called surrender. Remember this. Whenever we use the word surrender, that means my capacity to suspend my thinking and subscribe to another person's thinking. That is called the surrender. If these two things are not happening together, your surrender is not complete. It is incomplete. Many times what we do is, we may appear to be taking somebody's advice, but which aspect of that advice I will take? Only those aspects of the advice which subscribes to my belief. This is what the problem is. Namah Shivaya, when you say, Om Namah Shivaya, when you say, what you are saying is, I surrender to Lord Shiva. When you say, I surrender to Lord Shiva, you should have the capacity to suspend your ideas, your beliefs, your notions, your philosophy, your understanding. The problem is, this is where most of us will buckle. Suspending my thinking and subscribing his thinking. What is the will of the Lord? Lord doesn't have any will of his own. He has got only, the Lord has no will. He has only laws. I repeat, the Lord doesn't have a will. He has a law. Government doesn't have a will. Government has only law. The government is not having a will to implement lockdown, isn't it? It is not the desire, it is not the thought, it's not that. It has only the law. What is it, sir? Lockdown is a law. Penal code is a law. Government functions based on what, sir? Based on laws only. Prime Minister doesn't have a will of his own. He's not supposed to. The ambassador of a state doesn't have a will of his own, but he has laws. Similarly, God doesn't have a will, but he has a law. That law with which he is managing, he is governing the entire world, universe, is called the law of karma. When you say that I surrender to Shiva, how he does good to me? Yes, that he's doing good. How he is doing good to me, sir? He governs your life through this impeccable law of karma. So surrender to Lord is equal to surrendering to the law. Now apply the rule of surrender. Means what? Suspending my thinking, taking the law as it were. This is what we call as prasada buddhi. You take whatever comes to you in life as the Lord's prasad, not with resentment. There are people who go to temple and say what? Hey, in the temple prasad is not so good. That temple prasad is very good. Go to that temple, they say. This temple prasad is not so nice. Like that, there's a temple, Uppiliappan temple is there, where the Lord will be given, prasadam will be cooked without salt. So they will make pongal without salt. Now, how will you eat? Whereas you go to Tirupati, they give what? Laddu is given as prasad. So when laddu is given as prasad, you take it with, you preserve it so nicely and all those things. Okay. Whereas you go to the Shiva temple, what they give you? The ashes they will give. What do you do with that? You go to the temples. No, you see what people do there. They'll come corner of a pillar, they'll put it and go away. You go to the Shiva temples. Very, very interesting one. That is why in Perumal temple they don't give all those things. What they do is they give tirtham. Now you can't do anything, and that is also good smell, and it is so nice actually to have the tirtham from Perumal temple. Those temples you go, tirtham is so tasty. You take that and go away. Shiva temple, what they give is they won't give anything else. Best thing you will get there is what? They will give one ashes to you. And with ashes, what will you do? And it looks, so uncomfortable for us. Even applying ashes also today looks what for all of us. We feel so uncomfortable. So what else to do? Give it in the temple itself and come back. Now, whatever comes to you, pleasant or unpleasant, you develop a dvesha towards unpleasant and a raga towards pleasant. You develop a dislike towards the unpleasant events of life, and you develop a liking towards the pleasant experiences of life. You say what? No. Both should be taken equal. that framework with which you repeat this mantra, Namah Shivaya. In this, more than Shivaya, to me, most interesting thing is that Namaha. That Namaha is inspiring to me. Therefore, I'm explaining more in terms of Namaha only. I'm not explaining much in terms of Shiva. Anybody will do, doesn't matter. But what is essential in that is the capacity to surrender. Because the Lord can help you only if you surrender. If you have that mental resistance, right? When you resist, you are in trouble. The moment you accept, what happens, sir? Straight away you get peace. This is a law of life. You resist anything mentally, agitation. You accept anything mentally, peace. Life is like that. Now don't ask me why it is and all that. That's what the design is. You accept something, straight away peace for you. You resist something, straight away agitation for you. Now you decide. You want to, our problem is what? I will not accept, I will want some modifications in that, some corrections to be made in that, some amendments to be done to that, and then given to me. Then I will accept. Conditions applied. You know, for everything what we do, sir, we put an asterisk there. A small asterisk. All these advertisements you see, 90% discount. 90% will be huge. Discount also will be huge. Below that, invisible one, they will be written. What is it, sir? Up to. Every time I see that, I go, first question I ask them is that, show me that material that you have got 90% discount. I will buy that. I have come only for that purpose. You don't ask that question. That is what they do. And what that material keeps is damaged one. He cannot sell that, actually speaking. But he says what, sir? That is why 90% discounts are, he will say. It should be sold as a second sale, not as a first sale material, that is. What is it? Conditions applied. Namah Shivaya. When you chant, concentrate on this aspect of get that mental framework to accept. Through that acceptance only, Shiva is going to do good to you. That is why Namah Shivaya is considered as Saranagati mantra. In the Vedas, it says, what is Namah Shivaya? Namah Shivaya is Saranagati mantra. Surrender to the Lord. Repeat that mantra. Very, very simple one. Not a complicated mantra at all, actually. Not like Rudram. In fact, there is a story of a man, they show in the Puranas. This fellow has not studied Rudram, chanting and all those things. So he heard, somebody saying, sir, when you chant Rudram, all the papa will go, you will get liberation. And that fellow didn't know. So he went and asked, okay, what is the method in which it should be done? So the guru said, the method what is given in the scriptures is this. You have to go to the water tank, get up to the neck deep water and chant. Oh, this fellow went away. And the guru, got really confused. He said, what is this? This fellow came, he asked and he did this and he went away. Now, where did he go? What happened to him? Let me go and see. He went, he saw this man standing the river neck deep, standing there and chanting. What? He goes on saying what? Rudram, 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 Rudram. He's not chanting Rudram at all, actually. He simply said Rudram, Rudram, Rudram. That's all he did. And the story goes, that fellow got moksha. You don't require any words, please. That word itself is sufficient. There is no necessity for you to know. And that doesn't mean, Appa Ishwaran, thanks for saying this. You don't have to put in any effort for us to gain all this. You don't know. Those who know, do the chanting. Those who don't know, you don't have to worry about, oh, I am already so old. If I go today, and there are people who do that. It's good in one way. But at the other angle, I say that, it has no meaning. It's like Shankara saying in Bhajagovindam only. Bhajagovindam, Bhajagovindam, Govindam, Bhaja Mudamate. Samprapte Sannihite Kale. Nahi nahi rakshati dukran karane. Knowing all this grammar rules and all this, memorizing these things at this age is not going to help you, man. Get on with the worship of it. Now is not the time. You should have done that when you are young. Don't try to do it now. It is like a fellow saying, imagine, like people who going for this, in a way it is okay, but I'm taking it from the other angle in fact. Imagine a 70-year-old man says, Ishwaran, I asked him, hey, what are you doing near this Mount Carmel College? Every day he is going and standing near Mount Carmel College, let's say, in Bangalore. What are you doing? No, when I was in 20s, I did not get the opportunity. Now I am free. Therefore, let me go and stand near Mount Carmel College now. I think it's something wrong, you see, same way. And that is what Shankara says in Bhajagovindam. Bhajagovindam will not remember. Mount Carmel College will remember, at least. That's why I'm giving this example to you. Namah Shivaya is what, sir? Sharanagati mantra. That's all. Don't worry about any other aspect. Very, very powerful and potent mantra. One aspect of it, which appears in this Rudram. There's another mantra which I said is also very popular in Rudram. In the Sri Rudram, that is the Mahamrityunjaya mantra. It is known as Mahamrityunjaya mantra. It is also referred by people as the, Bhasmadharana mantra also. Bhasmadharana means you are supposed to be chanting this mantra as you are applying the ashes. When you are smearing the ashes, you are supposed to be chanting this mantra and applying. That's why it is known as Bhasmadharana mantra also. This mantra is an all-comprehensive mantra. Like Gayatri mantra is pinpointed mantra. It says, let the sun god, like illumining the world, like that, let my intellect also illumine. The effortlessness with which he is able to light the entire world. Similarly, let my intellect also develop the clarity to understand the truth effortlessly. The speed, the effortlessness. That is how this Gayatri mantra is. Now, there it's pointed to one. It says that's the only thing, that's it, nothing else. Whereas this Mrityunjaya mantra has a different dimension to it. Like Namah Shivaya is more of a surrender oriented. That is why it is known as Sharanagati mantra. So we saw one mantra as a sample, which is pointed mantra, to specific. Then we saw one which is more of a devotional dimension. The third one, what I'm taking up now, is the all-comprehensive mantra. You say, only intellect is enough, people ask. So I said, what? Devotion also required, surrender. Oh, only surrender will be enough. No. There are other aspects also, like you have to get in totality. What is it, sir? That is where this Mrityunjaya mantra is far more comprehensive mantra. This mantra goes this Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvaruhamiva Bandhanan Mukshi Tamamritat. is the mantra. Or you can see in the net, there are people who are given a good demo of how this mantra should be chanted. So you can learn that also through that. But as a warning which I gave you on the first day itself, don't venture into this sort of chanting straight away. Okay, get a proper guide, proper person to initiate you, and then you do it. So don't start from today onwards. Oh, I have learned this Mrityunjay mantra. I am going to start chanting Mrityunjay mantra. You can do that also, but learn properly and then do. This is all I am saying. Now, what is this mantra, sir? Trayambakam. Ambaka means I. That's how we got the name Ambal. Ambaka means I. Trayambaka means 3I. I'll just come back to it a little later. Okay. So I'm just trying to maintain the same flow. Now, I said this mantra is comprehensive. It encompassing all dimensions of life. What are the dimensions of life, sir? They say human life has 4 dimensions to it. What is referred in the Shastras as Purushartha. 4 Purusharthas. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. These are the 4 ones. The 4 Purusharthas were addressed in this single mantra. Same mantra takes care of all the 4. That's why we have this mantra. That is why I said this mantra is all comprehensive mantra. It is a complete mantra by itself, addressing all dimensions of human pursuit. What are the pursuits? Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Now in this, the first one all of us aspire for in life is what is supposed to be is Dharma. But what we aspire for is not Dharma. What we aspire is what? Artha and Kama. That's why they have presented it beautifully. They said the arrangement itself is fantastic. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. In your life, what are you doing, sir? You are doing only 2 things. Your whole life is a pursuit of Artha, Kama only. Pursuit is only with reference to what, sir? Artha means wealth, acquisition. Kama means enjoyment. So whole life your pursuit is what? Acquisition, enjoyment. Only 2 things we do. Artha Kama means only that much. I acquire something only to enjoy it. Ideally speaking, I want to enjoy it. Unfortunately, I cannot directly enjoy, so I have to acquire first. So what are you doing? Acquiring and enjoying. Acquire, enjoy. Acquire, enjoy. Acquire, enjoy. This is all life is. What the scriptures say is, you continue to have the pursuit of Artha Kama. Don't worry about it. Do it. But let your pursuit of Artha Kama be sandwiched between Dharma and Moksha. You will pursue Artha Kama only. Then there will not be any change. But let that pursuit have a scale. This is called disciplined life. That's called trained life. Professional. That's how we have the singing. A professional singing a song to a person who doesn't know anything about singing sings the same song. What is the difference? One thing is what, sir? This is pleasing to the ears. Another one is jarring to the ears. That's a different thing. But the person who is singing will think what? Like I had a friend, who's Ganesh. That fellow would sing superb, you know. But only problem is if he has to sing, you have to put him inside bathroom. Take him outside bathroom, he can't sing. Put him inside bathroom, he is like, you ask him to sing like SPB, he will sing like SPB. You ask him to sing like Yesudas, he will sing like Yesudas. Amazing fellow. Even like TMS used to sing songs. But only condition is what? Bathroom. But he is a good singer. When that fellow is singing, another friend of mine, Ravi, that guy also will say, I will also sing along with him. He is reading, actually. He's not singing. He's reading the lyrics. But he feels he is singing, actually. Like, oh my God, it used to be like a torture. I said, Dave, leave that, enough, Uttaraj. If he is the way to hear this, he'll commit suicide. His songs, beautiful songs. In his voice, to hear that is so melodious. This fellow would read that song and think as though he's singing, actually. What is the difference? Trained, untrained. What is a trained one, sir? Every raga has got a scale, isn't it? You should have the capacity to move within that scale longer duration. That's called a professional. To sing anywhere I start, I could go to anything. And then finally that fellow calls it as what? Hey, what are you doing, sir? Hey, this is Raga Malika, man. You start with Kalyani, go to Shankarabaranam, from there to Saveri, to each, Swara he sings in one raga, he sings, that fellow. And he calls that a Raga Malika. Life should be led professionally, defined, disciplined. What is a disciplined life, sir? Pursue Arthakama, but let that pursuit be happening. One extreme of that should be what, sir? Dharma. Another dimension of it should be moksha. Otherwise, how they should have kept it is Artha, Kama, Dharma, Moksha. This is how they should have kept it. In fact, they should have kept the other way around. Kama, Artha. If possible, Dharma, forget about Moksha. That's all. What I want is enjoyment in life. I can't enjoy directly, therefore I need Artha. But society will not allow me to earn any way I want. Therefore, let me maintain minimum moral standard. More Dharma. Moksha, you keep it, man. I don't want it. We are all very charitable people. No. The Shastra did not give like that. They say what? Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Why? This is the reason. Now, this Mrityunjaya mantra gives us the ability to fulfill all these four. That's why this mantra is very, very potent and very interesting. Very powerful mantra. Not for this the mystical powers and all that. I'm saying. I'm saying in terms of the philosophical meaning of it. What is the meaning in that? So in this, that is why I'm changing the order in which, even though that mantra starts as Trayambagam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam, I'm starting from Pushtivardhanam. Right. Pushtivardhanam means nourishment. Let this Pushti is nourishment, well nourished condition. That is called Pushti. Right. Well nourished. Vardhanam means the one who nourishes, causes to give that, causes that nourishment. So, Pushti Vardhanam means let me get the nourishment. What nourishment? Let me get the material nourishment of life. First thing the fellow seeks is that. Let me get that nourishment of what, sir? Of material and physical nourishment, so that I have enough power in me to enjoy. Nourishment is what? See, one is basic necessities. You live like basic necessities. Something to eat. That's all. That is also life. You can live there also happily. I'm not talking about how to live happily there. Happiness is only, only if you get more. If not, that's not the philosophy here. First thing, as a common man, he understands what? From necessity, I should be able to move towards comfort, isn't it? That is called a nourishment. Material nourishment means, of course, I can sleep on the floor also. That's no problem. I can sleep. There's no, but if I have a mattress, foam, memory foam mattress, there, how is it, sir? So comfortable. It is so comforting. That is nourishment. To eat anything is there. I live in a small hut. That is also place. And then I live in a villa. Nourishment. You grow material. That material nourishment should be there. Also, he is seeking what nourishment, sir? Not only material, I need the nourishment of my physical also. Physical nourishment also should be there for me to enjoy it. I have the mattress, there's no problem. But the difficulty with the mattress is what, sir? I have a back pain, let's say. The doctor says, don't sleep on the mat. Where you should sleep? On the floor. You need a hard surface for you to sleep. You cannot get up and get down. You have to you have to turn, you can't turn this side, you can't turn that side. All this physical ailments, if you were to have, then what is the point of having all the better amenities and facilities? So for you to enjoy life, what you need, sir? Says Pushti Vardhan. What Pushti? I need to have my material well-being. Also, I should have the physical well-being. Material well-being and the physical well-being together, I should be able to enjoy. So, first thing that student is asking is, he says, give me both. Because the problem is what? If I acquire it on my own effort, always the well-beings, the comforts of life always will go away from me. Suppose if those things I were to acquire through your effort, through your blessings, because of you, it will stay with me for a longer period of time. That is what he's saying. That is why he says, you grant me that. Pushti Vardhanam, he says. This is the first one at the material level and the physical level with reference to the Artha and Kama, acquisition and enjoyment. Then he says, Sugandhim, let there be the sweet fragrance. Let my personality have that fragrance. What fragrance? French perfume or what? You have the fragrance. When you have the fragrance, what happens? The moment you enter the hall, everybody will know you have entered. Fragrance spreads beyond your position, isn't it? Similarly, what is the real fragrance of a personality? It's a character. What is your character? Is the real fragrance. The character of a person, not the conduct, not the behavior, not what you do. Not that, where the moment you see, where you get up and sit down and you fall at the feet, you do this, you do that, all these things when you do, doesn't mean this. That is one aspect of it. That is also should be there. But that itself doesn't define. This is where many of us have started making a mistake now. We say, contact is not the essential dimension, it is a character that is essential when we say. We straight away thought contact is not required anymore. No, no, no. What is that which gives you the real fragrance? What is the beauty? Sugandhim. Give me that fragrance, he says. Let my personality have the sweet fragrance. What gives sweet fragrance to the personality is what is your character. Your character is defined by what? How selfless you are able to live your life. How much you are able to live your life selflessly, which is the foundation of dharma. So now, Sugandhim refers to which aspect of Purushartha? Dharma aspect of Purushartha. Now you go into the analysis of what is selfless life, what is the things and all that. At least have the intention to share with everybody. That is called a Sugandhim. The capacity to share, the capacity to live life from sharing is from unselfishness to selflessness. That range, when you live your life, that is called Sugandhim. Or else there is no Sugandhim. Then what is it, sir? There is only foul smell. You don't get Sugandhim there. Foul smell only comes more to the personality. So we say it is neither this, so the scale in which you operate is moving from, starting from unselfishness to constantly striving to upgrade yourself to selflessness. So your effort is to live a selfless life. You fall. You fall into what, sir? Unselfishness. You never stoop down to selfish life. It is a great fall. But the fall is where, sir? It falls into what? You trip and fall. Into what? Like I saw one picture, sometime back, Swamiji showed one picture happened in Malaysia, it seems. The picture shows he fell from there, standing here. Fell from where? From the storage, which is about 20 floors or so. From there, he fell. From 28th floor or so, he fell down, this fellow. And what happens? He's standing there smiling. How? There's a truck next to him standing. What is the truck? Haystack. He tripped and fell. In the balcony he was standing. Something happened, the fellow fell. Not because I want to commit suicide or somebody pushed him and all that. He just tripped and fell. As he was falling, exact to that time, this truck was passing by. Unbelievable picture. He falls. You fall into what? In life also you slip. You fall. You fall into what? You strive to live a life of selflessness. You fall into unselfishness. That's it. You will never stoop down to selflessness. It should never happen. That type of a personality, let me have. That is called as Sugandhim. Fragrance. Let you give me that fragrance. Let me develop that fragrance in my personality. Sugandhim. Then you have this Trayambakam. These are the three things referring to Shiva. Okay. Trayambakam, Sugandhim, Pushtivardhanam. Referring to Shiva, what he is and what he should do. Then comes the second line, like what? This Trayambakam is, as I said, it means 3 eye. All of you know Shiva has got 3 eyes, right? And it has very many implications we get through this 3 eyes. In fact, one is you take Lord Shiva as God, right? As I did mention in the beginning, in Rudram we do the Virat Swarupa of cosmic form. In that cosmic form, the 3 eyes of that form were given as the sun, the moon, and the fire. The 3 sources of light. So Lord Shiva having this 3 eye is with what, sir? You visualize as one eye sun, another eye is moon, another eye is fire. So 3 eyes he has. This is one way of seeing it. Another way of seeing that same thing is, usually all of us have got 2 eyes. Right? All other gods have got 2 eyes. Subramanya has got 24 eyes. Why? Because he has 12 heads. But every head will have only 2 eyes. Per head only 2 eyes. That's all. This is the usual one. But Shiva is the peculiar fellow. He has got the 3rd eye. It is also an interesting dimension. One is, this 3rd eye is the eye referred in the scriptures as Divya Chakshu or Jnana Chakshu. Chakshu means eyes. Vision. Usual vision is materialistic vision in life. It is what all of us have. But Lord Shiva gives the 3rd eye, the 3rd perception, the 3rd angle, the 3rd dimension through which you see the world. Through the eye of wisdom, you see the world. That is a very different eye. The eye through which you see the world is a usual thing. Material. Perception. Whatever we see. Samsara. When you see the world through the eye of wisdom, the same world, the same thing becomes moksha. Through normal eye you see, it is samsara. Through the 3rd eye you see, it is moksha. From one angle you look at it, it is bondage. From another angle you look at it, it is freedom. Now, depends on which angle you are going to look at life. That's all. One angle you can look at it as you are in trouble. Another angle you can look at it as it's an opportunity. Now, which angle you are going to look? Ordinary people will look at the problem. Then all this interpretation comes into picture. Now, this is the freedom of our intelligence. Now, you can interpret any way you want. Ordinary people look at the problem, and those who have the 3rd eye look at it as an opportunity. Now, everybody, lockdown period. What is going to happen after this coronavirus? How life is going to be after this? This is a great problem. This is one type of people. There is another type of people, see there is an opportunity to do something. Right. That's what they say. One fellow went to the shop, to the country to do a market research. Came back saying what? Sir, in that country nobody is using shoes. So there is no market for us. Nobody uses shoes there. So what is the point of having a shoe business there? Another fellow went in and came back, said what? Sir, nobody knows the utility of using shoes. Therefore, if we introduce, we will be the first one to enter the market. Therefore, we will get maximum market share. So which one you are going to look at? Situation is same, right? Depends on which one you are using. If you are using usual eyes, one. If you use the third eye like Shiva, life will appear differently. Now it is your choice. This is another dimension, philosophical dimension of it. And then what happens when he opens the third eye and sees? Say, what did Shiva do with this third eye, sir? He did three things with the third eye. In the Puranas, you will see the story. First thing he did, first time Shiva opened his eye, third eye. When, sir? When Manmata came to disturb the tapas of Shiva. Manmata came, he opened his third eye and looked at Manmata. Manmata is a representative of Kama, desire. What did he do? He burnt Kama, desires, through third eye. He opened the third eye and looked at him. Finished. Manmata is finished. Right. Desire is called a Manmata. That's all. Then he opened his third eye. Out of the third eye came the fire. From that fire, Lord Subramanya was born. Jnana Guru, supposed to be. The one who taught the meaning of Om to Lord Shiva himself. In Skanda Purana it says, beautiful story in Skandam. There, Brahma comes to Kailash. So Subramanya was sitting there. He wishes him. Hello, sir, he says. This Lord Brahma doesn't even look at him and goes away. A child, no, what's the point of saying hello, how are you, and all that? Brahma, old man, oldie. So all these old people will not go anywhere near these kids because it's a risk. So they don't go near them. They stay away from those people always. Like that, he also stayed away, but the child always will get angry. If you don't give attention to them, they get annoyed. Similarly, Subramanya also got annoyed. So what did he do, sir? On the way back, he had the darshan of Shiva. He had a meeting with Shiva, something we don't know for what he came. He went and saw Shiva, came back. As he was coming back, Muruga interrupted him. He said, hello. He said, what? He asked him, who are you? Brahma. He said, who are you? Looking very funny. Who are you? He said, I am Lord Brahma. I say, what do you do? I am the creator. I create everything. On what basis? On what basis means what? For any creation you need, isn't it? There has to be a basis. When you do a painting, you need somebody to sit, for you to keep as a model. What is the reference, he said? Logbook. Which is your logbook? He said, my logbook. He said, yeah, I have Veda as a logbook. From where did Veda come from? He said, Veda came from Om. What's the meaning of Om? I said, that I don't know, he said. That I don't know. Subramanya has got annoyed. He said, see, if you don't know Om, what is the possibility for you to be knowing Veda? You will not know what the Veda is meaning. If you don't know what is given in the Veda, how will you create? Using that as a reference. So your creation will not be perfect. So your creation is imperfect. Subramanya must have looked at all of us. I said, correct only. Looking at all of us, correct. No perfection. All imperfect beings only he is creating. Why? Because he doesn't know. So what to do now? He said, what you should do to that fellow? He said, arrest him and put him in jail, he said. Solitary confinement. Puts him in Kalagraha. Kalagraha means, solitary confinement. Puts him in solitary confinement. And Brahma says, hey, if I go, what will happen to creation? He said, don't worry, I will do it. I know how to do it. So Subramanya started the creation process, it seems. After that, everything is going so perfect. When everything started going so perfect, everybody got into trouble. What? See, there has to be some asuras, some rakshasas and all those things. Only then Vishnu has a job to do. Maintenance. Maintenance department, nothing. Clearance department, nothing. Lord Yama says nobody is entering, nobody is dying. Why? Everybody is perfect. Now what to do? Everybody went out of job. So all those fellows said, where is the problem? They said, oh, the problem is this guy. So finally they went to Shiva and told him, hey, your son is doing all this, man. What is this? So Lord Shiva called him and said, why did you do it? He said, that fellow didn't know the meaning, so I put him in jail. Release him, he says. Beautiful story. The way they have presented every step in that story is superb. Why he did not interrupt Brahma while going into to see Shiva? Why he interrupted him while coming back? Beautiful one step. Each step is fantastic. This boy, what he does is, Brahmanya releases him straight away. Release him first, Shiva says. Released. Then Shiva calls him, come inside. Have a private meeting now. Now Shiva takes him private chamber. Outside he shouted and all those things. He listened to everything. Inside he called him son. The chairman called his son inside. His fellow goes inside now. Said, what? What did you do? Why did you arrest him? He said, I arrested him because he didn't know the meaning of Om. Oh. That means you will have the authority to arrest him only if you know the meaning. Right? Muruga said, yes, of course I know the meaning. Shiva said, is it so? Yes. Okay, tell me that. Subramanya says, this is not the way to ask. There is a method of asking. He says, what is the way to ask that? You have to give me a proper asan first. What is it, sir? I have to be seated. And then what you should do? Stand with your mouth closed. Come and stand. He said. Like that. Then I will teach you. A fantastic one there. Beautiful one. Lord Shiva does that. We wonder who is great in that. Whether Subramanya is great or Lord Shiva is great in that family. Family means it is Shiva family. Rest are all useless. Brahma family is useless family. One Vasishta, one all this, all of us are descendant of Brahma only. Useless family. Look at Shiva family. Pakka, perfect family means that. Superb father is standing there with his mouth closed. You will see the pictures along. If you go to this Muruga temples and all, you will see. Muruga is sitting there and Shiva is standing. He is listening to. He is teaching him what is Pranava. Why? Because he is the personification of Jnana. From where did he come about, sir? He came from the third eye of Shiva only. This is the second time Shiva opened his third eye. Then there is one more time Shiva had opened his third eye. That is also another interesting, beautiful story. Once it seems there are 3 asuras created cities. Tripura. 3 cities they created with the assistance of the architect. Divine architect called Maya. He is an architect of the heavens. Best architect in the universe. Maya. They called him. They said, create 3 cities with three things. One city made up of gold, another city material is silver, third one iron. Three cities you create, and living in the three cities, these fellows were terrorizing the whole world. Nobody knew how to deal with these guys. And finally, they went to Brahma, they went to Indra, they went to Vishnu also. All of them said, we can't do anything. Only Shiva has to come. There's no other way. Then Shiva said, okay, I will come and fight with those fellows. When Shiva said, I will come and help you, immediately they said, each one said, we will assist you. We will assist you. We will assist. What is needed for fight? In those days, you need a bow, no? So Himalayas came as a bow. And this Adisesha became the string. And this entire universe, entire Prithvi, world came as a chariot. And the chariot should have wheels, no? Two wheels. What is it, sir? This Surya and Chandra came as chariot. And there has to be a charioteer. Lord Brahma came as a charioteer. And then Vishnu said, I will become the arrow to shoot. So Vishnu became the arrow. And everyone was ready to support Shiva. And Shiva got into the chariot. He came and he stepped into the chariot, and the bow is waiting. Everybody is waiting. What happened, sir? This fellow opened his third eye. The whole thing is burnt. There's no use of all these things. And I don't know for what all those fellows came. It's exactly like, I remember first time in my life, I had a chance to, it was telecasted at that time. There's a, boxing, heavyweight, Mike Tyson. I forgot who's the other fellow. In 1985 or 86. 86 at that time, this fight. This boxing. So we are all, so excited. My God, Mike Tyson, Mike Tyson, Mike Tyson. We are going to see that live, So all came. 28 seconds. Match over, knockout. Just came, just, dancing 2-3 things they're doing, and then one punch the fellow gave. That's it, knockout. Match over. I was wondering, what is this, man? Before the beginning itself, it's over already. Like I was thinking, a lot of them, cricket match and all happens, no? You stand in the queue, you do this, you do that, and then you enter the time. Now, so many of them who had paid so much to watch that match would have had a proper seating itself, first of all. Some of us were running to switch on the TV at that time, that neighboring house. They were showing, that antenna and all needs to be adjusted, those days. You have to go up to the antenna, adjust it so that, no grains and all that, you get clarity. Clear picture will come and all that. Before they can do all those things, match is over. They were so annoyed. What happened? Over matches. What is it? Like that. Before all these fellows, Shiva is waiting and everybody, Vishnu is waiting as an arrow. He thought, he's going to bend that arrow like how he was doing in Ramavatar, how I was doing that. Now I will see how Shiva is doing. Nothing this fellow. He just comes and opens his eye and sees the whole thing is burnt. What happened? Finished. That's the power of the third eye. It can destroy external materialism and internal desire and create jnanam also. That's what it means. Don't think it's all just a story, please. All this is only indicating three aspects of it. What is it, sir? Externally, it destroys the materialistic existence, pursuits. Internally, what it does, sir? Destroys the desires. And doesn't destroy alone, please. It creates something else. It replaces the desire with jnanam. Kama is gone, Kumara has come. Destruction of desire, creation of jnana. Both he does. That's the power of this third eye. Trayambakam. Yajamahe. Yajamahe means we worship, we adore, we honor. I worship, I honor, I adore this Lord Shiva, who is of three eyes. And what I want from him, sir, give me this sweet fragrance. Also, Pushti Vardhanam. Give me all these things. Why I am asking all these things, I am asking all these things only to get that knowledge, mukti, realization. And how that realization happens is the next line. Urvarukam. Iva. Iva means like. Urvarukam means cucumber or melon. Urvarukam means like cucumber. Urvarukam iva bandhanan means bondage. Mrityor mukshiya. Freed, give me that freedom, liberation from death. Mamritat. Nectar. Give me that nectarine mukti beyond this death, like cucumber. That's what the beautiful example is. Like I said, in fact, the essential dimension of this mantra is this line only. Not the first line. First line is very simple. But the second line is the most interesting dimension of it. It says, like cucumber. Now, there is a difference we have in this. Cucumber doesn't grow in the tree or a plant. It grows in the creeper. It's on the ground. And when you see that cucumber, what happens is, the cucumber is attached to the stalk. It's attached. Once the cucumber gets ripened, what happens, sir? In mango tree, when the mango gets ripened, what happens? Mango falls. Okay. In cucumber, it happens differently. The cucumber stays in the same place. Nothing happens to the cucumber. The stalk leaves. That's the beauty. That's why this is a fantastic example. How realization happens, or how this release, or in the relative sense, you can take it as renunciation or detachment. Absolute sense, you take it as realization. In the relative sense, you take it as detachment. So what do you seek from Lord Shiva is, like you, let me also get detached. Grant me the detachment. But how the detachment should happen? The detachment should happen like that of a cucumber, not like that of a mango. We all understand only mango type. What is mango type? Mango will fall. Mango will go away. For all of us, renunciation is what? We running away. You drop something. You move away from that. You getting out of your house is what you think as sannyas, is what you think as renunciation, is what you think as growth, is what we think as realization, evolution. But essentially, what is it, sir, actually? Mrityunjaya says, essentially, you don't go. That should leave you. That's what Krishna says in the Gita. The sense objects turn away from an obstinate man, he says. Beautiful, concept. It's taken from this only. In the absolute sense, what is he talking about? Is talking about the Jivan Mukta, the state of a Jivan Mukta. Jivan Mukti means liberation when you are alive. Then there is another one. Liberation after death is called as Videha Mukti. In Mukti, there are two stages, or you can take it as two types also. Either case, it's okay. Now, right now in this context, I'm taking it as two stages. The first stage is when you are alive, you get liberation. Jivan Mukti. Another one is Videha Mukti. Now here, what is he talking about? His first stage is this Jivan Mukti stage. Second one is the Videha Mukti stage. In other things, what happens, sir? The other fruits, right? You leave that there, what will happen? It will start decomposing, it will start giving foul smell. Right? This is other fruits. But cucumber will not do that. If you see cucumber, what happens there is, it will be there, it is there, it is there, it is there. Suddenly, one day, it will explode and disappear. No traces of it. That is cucumber. Similarly, in the beginning, the Jivan Mukta lives like that. When he dies, what is it, sir? It explodes, no traces of it. This is the second stage, Videha Mukti stage. Like that, let me also get liberation. So, Trayambakam, Yajamahe, Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam, Urvaruhamiva Bandhanat, Mrityor Mukshiya Mamritat is the mantra. Thank you.